Okay, so for my next magic trick, I'm going to turn into Batman. It's totally gonna happen. Right here, right now. I'm Batman! Okay, so now you see me. I'm going to confess something to you all. At first, when Now You See Me was like, I was aware of it, saw a commercial, and I looked up the information about it. I was like, okay, the cast. Yes, I like the cast. Looked at the director, and I was like, crap, he's gonna ruin the whole movie. Turns out I was wrong, but to be fair, he did do The Incredible Hulk, which I'm one of those people, I was not impressed by Incredible Hulk. Being buried in Ang Lee's Hulk does not make it a good movie. It just wasn't really good to me. I mean, the first hour I was like, okay, this is interesting. Second hour it just went like an old man blowing out candles. And then he also did Clash of Titans, which the remake, which is so-so as well as a letdown. So both of them were big letdowns for me, and I was just like, what? This guy's doing it? How in the world will he make this work? But he did. So I'm going to give this guy crap because he understands how to keep it. There's a giant twist in this movie, and that may sound like a spoiler to some people. I heard from a lot of people that there was a twist. So I was like trying to solve it and trying to look for it in everything I could see. But guess I still didn't get it right. So it's well crafted as far as that goes. The biggest problem people have with this movie is the story, because the story is more... The whole movie is basically a magic trick. It's gonna trick you. You're supposed to be tricked. You're supposed to enjoy it. You're supposed to suspend your disbelief and have faith in what they're doing. They tell you they tell you things in the movie that you have to have for magic. Otherwise, it doesn't exist. And it's the same thing with movies too. You have to give them faith, and you just have to say, yes, this would never happen in a million years. But guess what? It's in this world, and in this world, it works for this 2-hour period. And that is how it goes. If you can accept that, you're gonna enjoy this movie. If you cannot accept that this story has the story's unrealistic elements, and you start questioning them and trying to be logical, and you're one of those realist people who thinks everything has, and there's nothing wrong with being a realist, but if you're a realist movie viewer and you have to have everything be real, you're going to be disappointed. And if you're one of those people that just, every time someone hypes a movie, you don't like it, I usually am disappointed when that happens, but I am sometimes surprised, because people hype it and then I'll be like, oh, you were right. Or people say it sucked and I like it sometimes. This time, they were right. And I admit it. And I liked it way more than I expected to. I actually expected to come out of this movie saying, this is not that good. It's actually the director's best movie so far. So let's talk about the story. The story is around 4 magicians who are separate at first, but there's a mysterious guy in a hoodie, and he gives them a card, and before you know it, they're all together, and they see this thing that you're like, wait, what is this? And there's all these blueprints and stuff, you can't tell what it is, and then it just goes away, and then it's a year later, and they're in Las Vegas, and they're pulling off this magic trick where they rob a bank, and they're going to do 3 shows, and they have the magic tricks, and all the while there's an FBI agent, which is played by Mark Ruffalo, otherwise known as Hulk. The real Hulk, not the Incredible Hulk, the real Hulk. Best one in the Avengers. And he's awesome in this movie. He shows off his acting chops. Of course, you have Morgan Freeman, who's this guy who debunks magic, and he's trying to debunk these guys, because they're doing this amazing things. He's like, I know how they're doing it. And Michael Caine is in it, and he's this rich guy who's a sponsor of them. And of course, there's this part of the movie which they show in the trailers kind of where Michael Caine and Morgan Freeman get to face off, and seeing Alfred from the Dark Knight trilogy and Lucius go head to head a little bit was pretty cool. Just seeing those 2 acting legends, those 2 awesome characters. I mean, they're different characters this time, but they're still cool, and just seeing them face off, it was totally awesome. I mentioned Mark Ruffalo is really good in this movie. There's also Woody Harrelson as a mentalist. There's Isla Fisher, and she does this tank trick at the beginning, and she's, the pretty face who can actually do tricks, which is cool. And they got Jesse Eisenberg. Of course, he's in The Social Network. He's a really good actor. I mean, he does the same kind of thing, but in this one he brings something different because he's a ladies' man, which is really different. And I like that character, interestingly enough. He is a jerk, but they play him off well. And there was also James Franco's brother was in here, and he was good. Better than James Franco was in Oz the Great and Powerful, that's for sure. Y'all wrote that in his brother's face. But either way, all these actors have good chemistry together. All the actors in general have good chemistry together. And there's also the chick from the Nazi movie by Quentin Tarantino, Inglourious. You know what the word is. And she is good in this movie as well. And there's good chemistry between everyone, I feel like. And it works. It's not a great acted movie. It's just really well acted, and they just work together, and everything is functional in this movie. Awesome. This movie plays on what you're expecting, and it plays with, even makes magic stuff happen. Like, they even have this part where this guy goes like gambling, and, like starts throwing cards at people. There's magic tricks even in the fight scenes, and the fight scenes like they're more action scenes than fight scenes, but they do work well. And this guy did the transport too as well, the director. So you can see that in how he does the action. Except for I think the action looked pretty good. I mean, it's not the best special effects you'll ever see. It's not the most dazzling thing, but the things that matter to dazzle you do dazzle you. And the whole movie, like I said, plays like a magic trick. And if you're looking forward to that kind of idea, then you should enjoy it. It kind of reminds me of The Prestige, except it's less edge, more fun. And that's what, there's this line in the movie where Woody Harrelson has just made a funny joke, and he's like, I'm just in it for fun. And that's the whole point of the movie, is to have fun. The movie is just fun. But it's better at being fun than most of the movies I've seen this year. So I'm going to say it's one of the better movies of the year so far that I've seen, and I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. It is chocolate chip cookie cake, and it is, just the twist, and after you watch this movie, the look on your face, just let me know how you feel, and I hope you enjoy it, and watch it with a friend after you watch it the first time, just to see the look on their face, and recommend it to your friends. It's a really fun movie as long as you're willing to suspend your disbelief. Just let me know what you thought about this in general. As always, guys, give me a like and subscribe.